Michael Bloomberg admits to paying people called influencers to post satirical memes on Instagram. What's an influencer? Well, it's what we used to call nobodies. But now they're nobodies with a social media footprint who persuade the clueless into thinking people listen to them. That's easier to explain than trying to explain to Bloomberg what satire is. But it's true. Even people who fashion themselves as trendy hipsters will take cash from a billionaire. Who wouldn't? That's one of the least reported stories of this campaign. Seriously, how good has Trump been for the political economy? He's actually forced his new nemesis, Mini Mike, to pay millions for posh events, perks, and pricey staffers. It's funny. Trump may screw Bloomer and his net worth. It's like Stormy all over again. But Trump's making it rain. Right, Doug?
And you know what? I'm proud that somebody like Mike is spending his money, spending his time and his energy to try to bring America together.
There is a happy guy. No idea what Doug's getting from Bloomer, but it rhymes with a lot. Good for him. That's capitalism. You're welcome, says Adam Smith. Still, it's odd to see Bloomer shoveling his fortune in the direction of an oncoming orange tornado, when only 4 years ago, Trump won everything by spending almost nothing. Instead, he got Morning Joe and Jeff Zucker to do the heavy lifting, and they got the hernia scars to prove it. So thanks to Bloomer and Donald, too, some consultant who came up with a dumb idea to pay dolts on Instagram to say stupid stuff probably just got a down payment on his 50-foot cabin cruiser. And all to beat the president. It's true. In a Trump economy, a rising tide raises all boats and buys you a few yachts as well. Dana, we are small people, aren't we?
We are a little bit on the short side.
But we know, by being self-deprecating about our height, we turned it into a superpower.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You had Tim O'Brien on.
Yeah, Tim O'Brien from the Bloomberg campaign is a senior advisor, and I asked him about it.
Yes, let's roll that tape, tall people.
Is he sensitive about his height?
No, Mike Bloomberg does not care about his height, Donald. And Donald Trump is very aware that Mike stands on a stack of accomplishments that makes him 10 feet taller than Trump.
Okay.
Mike is everything Trump isn't, and that's why Trump keeps hitting on this.
So the thing is, Trump kind of wins because all they're talking about is height. Is that kind of the strategy?
So I actually think this is interesting about Bloomberg because now he's being treated, because we're all talking about it, like the front runner. When, like in the numbers, he's actually not the front runner.
True.
But because of all of this, the Democrats are now getting a chance to kick the tires on Bloomberg, just to see, like, oh, well, maybe could he be the one that could actually beat Trump, which is what they care about.
Yeah. You know, Kennedy, Bloomberg seems to be spending his money emotionally in the sense that he's giving blank checks essentially to everybody because he just wants Trump out. Is that wise?
He wants Trump out. He hates the president so much. And so looking at their back and forth just today, I'm looking at this going, man, I don't know if I have the stomach to take these two guys and this bombast, just a couple of old, angry New Yorkers going after
Bernie
each other.
To that. I mean,
well, see, I would rather see a philosophical argument protracted between socialism versus capitalism than two guys insulting each other about being out of shape and afflicted with midgetry.
I'd rather see height jokes, but that's just me. By the way, is that your new nickname for him? Bloomer?
Bloomer.
Is that your thing?
Yeah, Bloomer. I coined it today, but I did it.
You coined it?
Yes, I coined it, and I have a copyright. I get $10 every time somebody says
so
it.
even you are getting money.
Yes, just follow me on Cameo.
I also disagree with you. I'm thinking about Cameo, by the way. I have a feeling they're not going to like it if I do that, though. I need the money. I feel like you're wrong about these meme pages. These memes are funny, Greg. You got to go on the internet.
Did you actually see these?
Yeah, they're hilarious.
No, they're not.
No, listen, here's the deal. He bought cool points, right? And if you buy cool points, you're not cool. But he acknowledged he was not cool in the memes and that he was buying cool points. So he sold it and ended up being funny. The question is, the buzz he's getting, are people going to vote based on buzz? I agree. I think people want to poke Bloomberg and sniff him and kick the tires and touch him and feel him, because right now he's a total unknown. And he can get to Super Tuesday and be like one of these candidates, like, a Biden or a Jeb that has all this money and all this hype. And then the minute the voters start voting, they just fail. So I just think more he's going to split the anti-Bernie vote.
Give Bernie an open lane.
Yes, then make a play for the nomination.
What do you think, Juan? You look perplexed. I was going to say that he's going to make Bernie look better by trying to be an autocrat himself with his money.
He'll make Pete look tall.
Yes.
Well, on the height thing, I ran into Brad Pascal, who's the president.
17 feet tall.
He's 6'8".
Yes.
Whoa,
So
hello, tight end. That's a football position. All right.
Young lady, I'm glad you said that. So we were talking, and he said, you notice you've never seen a picture of me and the president. He doesn't want to take a picture next to me. So in other words, this is a height thing. I don't know. To me, it was a surprise. I will say that this is the age of social media. And one of the things that always comes as a shock to me, given my age, is how emotion, right? Emotion, personality, bullying, name-calling, the culture is far bigger now than policy, debate, even argument about politics. If you just drive emotion. So Trump had the help, I think, of very good social media people, including Pascal, who was then doing social media for the president, now the campaign manager, but also when the Russians came in, what did the bots do? Oh, they got right in on the emotions. Oh, if you're black, somebody's out to get you. If you're gay, somebody's out to get you.
Those bots did nothing.
They did all these things.
Did you see?
No, let me tell you.
I thought they're horrible.
Thank you, Dana. I mean, the bots are horrible, and they go after people, and they went after Trump's opponents. And so
They're
now,
like little green men.
No, so what's the green? The green of Bloomberg, you get mad at him because he's putting money into just this game, which is, I think the Democrats have been lame on this point. They have been slow to come to the realization, you've got to play this game. You can say, oh, I'm better than this, I'm not going to do it. But it does impact, it does influence American culture. What?
Do you mean being negative? They were slow to be
negative? No, not
negative?
being negative, but at least being in the game on social media.
Hillary fell into that trap, and it did
What happens when Bloomberg fails? I mean, it may not, but what if he does?
Hillary comes along.
Yes, there she is.
All right.